Hello, hello. Welcome to Friday. Wow, we made it. TGIF. It's been a week. However, we got through it. We got through it. We've stepped fully into June. We're second day of June. Look at us go. And yeah. We're well into the full strawberry moon. Now, I know that many people are struggling with some of the kind of directness that the full strawberry moon is kind of, I guess, motivating us to do some work. And so know that you just take it one step at a time. I'm interested to see how the full strawberry moon is going to continue to impact next week. As, of course, well, this reading, we're looking at June 4th through the 10th. Well, for the first couple of days in this coming up week, we're going to have the full strawberry moon still kind of giving us a little bit of a nudge here or there. So I'm very excited to see what that looks like, how that's going to transpire. Now, this week, for this reading, we are, like I said, we're looking from the 4th through the 10th. Well, the decks I've chosen, I kind of went, well, very creative. These are both Kickstarter decks. This is the Literary Tarot, I am in love with it. It is gorgeous. The light above it might be a problem. Let's just maybe give it a bit of a break here. So beautiful. And then I have, this is the Loracle Oracle. So gorgeous. I really wanted that creativity, that passion energy. Now, this is a deck I've only had for a week, and like I said, I'm in love with it, right? It's gorgeous. So let's get into this week. Let's look at what you guys can expect from the week of June 4th through the 10th. Now, thankfully, right now we only have Pluto in retrograde. We don't have a lot necessarily going on energetically for the week ahead. So yeah, it's gonna be a week where it's the full strawberry moon that's going to be the most important, I guess, external energy that we need to work with, embrace, acknowledge, if you will. So we have the Seven of Quills, also known as the Seven of Swords. Quills in this deck are swords. The Eight of Light. And of course, oh, just a second. I can never remember. Like I said, I've only had this deck a week. Light is emotion and imagination. So that the Six of Light, sorry, this that's the Six of Cups. The Ten of Parchment. And the Ten of Parchment, of course, would be the Ten of Pentacles. At least I can remember the Pentacles and Parchment because they both start with P. There's an association there. So I do use the book for this to tell you what books these are based on, just because that'll explain the imagery a little bit. And I'm always excited to see what what links they've made to what books. So we've got to flip through and find. All right. So the Six of Light. Okay. This is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. The Seven of Quills. The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. And then the Ten of Parchment. Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes by Anita Luz. So those are the books that are connected into these cards. Absolutely fantastic. So this week, just one second here. Got a kiddo texting me. All right. So the Seven of Quills talks about kind of that authenticity. Usually this is the card that has the seven swords. The guy has taken 6 of said swords, but left 1. Or sorry, left 2. He had 5, and math is not my strong suit. But it does talk about trying to get away with stuff. Like I said, that authenticity. And the Strawberry Moon really was talking about that need for embracing that authenticity. The Six of Light, the Six of Cups, talks about that reminiscing. The Ten of Pentacles, or the Ten of Parchment, is about that family piece. And this week, we're looking at either things coming to a head or some reflection is needed on how historical family traits, belief systems, those root aspects that we grew up with, we need to start to look at them. Not all family beliefs, traditions, expectations, demands are relevant anymore, because some of those beliefs, some of those aspects go back generations because no one's checked into them. Check into them this week, especially during the beginning part of the week, because, well, we've got that full strawberry moon, and we had a lot about trying to get that authentic self, working with those deeper aspects. Well, we need to do that, and part of that reflection will be not so much challenging, like in your face challenge, but reflect in what works, what fills you with positivity, what helps, and then what doesn't, what won't work, what do we have to say, okay, that's how it used to be, I need to make some changes for me. Like I said, you don't want to go in and do confrontation where you're like, Mom, you're wrong on this. Grandma, this is bad. Grandpa, no. It's more about a self-identification and a self-awareness. Because if we know that something's not working for us, we have the ability to make some shifts and changes without making a big deal out of it for our greater good. And sometimes it's about also building off of it. Especially if we have over the last, year or a couple years, we start losing those generations. How do you want to build up that next aspect for you? And my dog is saying hi by sharing his fluff. I just think about how when my grandmother died, we had to look at how we were going to change things. What was going to happen next? Or when my brother and I moved out of my parents' home, how did things change? What happened then? So those are aspects that we need to look at. What do we want to keep? What do we want to release? What's going to help fill us and fill our base community, like our base family? Because it's ever growing, ever evolving, just as life is. So take some time this week. Again, never, never, never should it be hyper-focused. If you're hyper-focusing in on it, your ego, your lower self is misdirecting you. We do want to have some fun. We do want to, enjoy. Sixes in tarot are all about balance. That pie, sometimes we need to have that cake and eat it too, right? This is a slow process. We've got a 6 and a 7 side by side. Knowledge is key. It helps us moving forward. But that creativity, that fun, that joy brings us life. And that's a big part of it as well. Okay, so what's going to help and add some supports in for my friends to start to do this reflection? Because it can be hard, depending on what your historical family looks like. And know that there is no right or wrong with family. It just is. And like I said, it's ever evolving, just like we are. And sometimes we don't realize how much we've shifted and changed, how much they've shifted and changed or not shifted and changed, and how that impacts us. Okay. Oh, I love these cards. They're so pretty. Snow Dragopard. Probably said that wrong, but she's creating words and I'm dyslexic, so we'll work with it. Solitary, sensible, and serene. It's that sensible piece. What makes sense? What brings in that stability for you? What's going to help you continue to grow forward rather than getting stuck in how things have always worked? Because let's be honest, we know that that doesn't, well, it's not going to work for us. Tree frog on. Colorful, clinging, and tree frog. That color. Like I said, that cake and eat it too is going to be super, super important. If we don't have some fulfillment, joy, happiness, life gets so dreary and drudgy and funky and gunky. And that's not going to help. That's actually going to add more weight to the 7 or to the swords. And we're going to see the 8 and 9 come forward. And we're going to see that mental health slip. And I think this is about calling it and doing that check-in. Check in what's working and what needs to be modified a bit. Griffin Owl. Catch, tactics, and wizard. Well, Harry Potter, you are a wizard. It's that catch, right? What things can you catch? What things can you change, amend, add? I really see like clay right now. You can mold things into what's going to be more suitable for you as you go forward, especially as we're getting into that summer season. We've got like 2.5 weeks before we have the summer solstice. And anytime we're looking at that summer piece, we're looking at, parties and barbecues and different things that we need to connect in with. So it's really important that we do take some time. Where are our boundaries? What's working? What's not? Hey, Jessica, welcome, welcome. Hola. So taking that time now will save some, challenges throughout the summer. Because if we have healthy boundaries, if we have healthy expectations, it builds us up. Like I said, we're going to start to catch things. We're going to start to have that very sensible, very strategically planned, understanding for you in place. So making sure that we do take that time for self. Now, this deck has a lot of fun little prompts in the corner. The little sun, it's inspiration. And then we have the little nighttime thing. We have spirituality, magic, and reflection. In this little card, we have a book and a little book, education and general. That education, I would really, really think that it's more about that reflection piece. And then we also have wildlife and creatures. For all our friends, or all our people who have furry friends, super helpful with that reflection. You're not doing it alone. You can cuddle up with them. It doesn't have to be something that you fear or dread. We have the magic piece again, that spirituality, that connection, those ahas. And then we have the double people, which is all about tasks, work. Oh, sorry, that's not double people. Yeah, that's the right one. Sorry, tasks and work. Looking at that inner work for us. You like the clay reference, Jessica? I'm glad that it does work. Nice to that you flipped over from Twitch. I like to do both YouTube and Twitch. It's nice. So know that yes, this week is going to bring you always those expectations and demands of your week. However, there are opportunities and energies, especially during the first part of the week, to work on some of this reflection. Work on a better understanding for you. And knowledge is truly key. It helps us to be able to plan forward. It gives us the ability to release some of the stuff that isn't working, strengthen what is, and like I said, mold what you need. Because, relationships in general are always fluid. Everything is changing. We don't have a status quo. So let's look at any further insight or information that we can share, my friends, so that they can really get some of this reflection done. Get a better sense, better understanding on what's going to work for them. The Two of Light, the Two of Cups. The Eight of Parchment. It's in reversal. So this is the Eight of Pentacles. And then the High Priestess, second card in the Major Arcana. Okie dokie, let me grab my book and I'll tell you what books these are. We'll start off with the ever beautiful High Priestess. This, of course, is King Lear by William Shakespeare. We will get to the next one. The Two of Light, Emma by Jane Austen. And I know Parchment's at the very end here. The Eight of Parchment. Oh, how French is not my friend. I will just show that. Le Femme du Opera. Sure. Right. I don't do well with little squiggly exclamation marks and all sorts of stuff. It's just not my thing. So, Jessica, this is a fantastic deck. This is the Literary Tarot. It's a Kickstarter deck. I absolutely love it. I love having that challenge of remembering what the different minor arcana are. So right away, I noticed that we've got like the Two of Light, which is the Two of Cups, and the High Priestess. Both are twos. When you have multiple twos, the angels are telling you that balance is so important on the inside, that serenity, that core, and it will also exude onto the outside. That stability, that calm. And let's be honest, we need that. Especially, like I said, as we go into the summer, not only are we going to have lots of events, expectations, and demands from family and friends, but we're also going to have more and more of the solar system go into retrograde. August, it's like the majority of the solar system is deciding to go backwards. Well, hello, Miss Roberta. Welcome, welcome. It's a Phantom of the Opera. Thank you. They say that Canada is bilingual. I'm lucky I have one language right now. So, yeah. But so know that balance is going to be super, super helpful. Also know this week is a bit of a rite of passage, if you will, because we do have the High Priestess. She usually has that double pillar, the black and white pillar. So we have that ability to embrace that knowledge, embrace that scroll, that Torah, so that we are able to move forward into something that's going to be more manageable for us. This is going to be very kind of a gateway, if you will, because the summer kicks off a lot of, well, that family connection. We kind of disconnect from January till about, well, summer solstice, June, July. And then from July till about January, there's a lot of things that go on because we've got the summertime, barbecues and celebrations, weddings, that kind of stuff. Then we get into the fall, and North America, we have the Thanksgivings, then we have the holidays and the parties. And we know that without boundaries, without reflecting into how family and friends impact us, whether or not it be positive, negative, or a balance, we need to make sure we have that understanding. It's going to help us go forward, well, not only throughout the rest of the year, but as we grow and as we evolve. Well, hi, Kim and or Hazel. Hazel Kim, whichever you prefer. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my I don't have to now refer. I have a YouTube page. Welcome to my YouTube page. So know that we have that. This is an important week. It may not seem like a lot, and I think that's a piece. It doesn't seem like a lot to go in and do some reflection into, those expectations, demands, those root values, those aspects and pieces on how our family impacts us. But that little piece of knowledge is going to be so important. It connects into that Two of Cups because we're looking at that relationship with self, and in some cases, relationship with our partner, because it's not only our family that we need to be mindful of, but it's theirs as well. It's all good. To be honest, I won't know when the chat keeps scrolling. I'm only going to see Kim, and I'll probably forget who's who. So I'll just, yeah. But welcome in, and thank you for joining me. So know that it's just more than one aspect. This is, again, a multi-aspected piece. Now, the Eight of Pentacles, it's in reversal. The reason it's in reversal, it's that attention to detail. Well, it's easy to minimize some of the little pieces because, well, it may not seem important. I would really try this reflection a little bit of time throughout the week. A little bit of time here, a little bit of time there, and go back to check in to the information. Because it's going to be those little aspects that are going to be the game changers. Because like I said, family and friends change. We change. It's an organic piece. And the best part of this is as we age, we become very different. And so do that generation above us and the generation below us. So it's important to evolve with them. So making sure that we're not minimizing or overlooking little pieces, because it's in those little pieces that I think you're going to see that connection into the High Priestess. This is a fantastic week to get some kind of really, not easy, but information that is going to really help you not only navigate some of the pieces that are going to come up throughout the summer and later part of the year, but as you go forward, knowing that this might be a little check-in that you do, whether it be, at the summer solstice and the winter solstice, just little check-ins, especially on that family unit. And when I say family, I also mean friends, those people who are really close to you that impact you the most. Okay, guys, so that is what the week has in store. So like always now, I will open up the floor to my friends in chat. And then you guys can let me know if you guys want a reading. The order, I guess, if you will. We're looking at Jessica popped in first to chat. Then we have Roberta and then Kim. So if you guys want a reading, let me know. I can grab some of my decks. I have some decks here. I don't have all my decks, so I'm going to keep the Literary Tarot going because it's out and rolling. But if there's a deck, especially, I know that Jessica and Kim saw me. I think you guys were both in stream yesterday. Kind of have the same decks that I've had for the last couple of days because I haven't been able to go upstairs. Stairs are not my friend. And I don't like to send my kids to go get them because then I can never find anything because they've moved stuff. Okay. All right. Trying to get some decks here. All right. So why don't we go? This is the, because French is not my strong suit, I thought, why not? We'll play with it. The Tarot de la Nuit, the Tarot of the Night. And since we have the Literary Tarot, I kind of feel like they should be friends for some reason. We'll do the Tarot of the Divine. So, Jessica, if you'd like the reading, perfect. Let me know what deck you prefer, and then also what questions you have. And Roberta and Kim, if you want to do the same, if you guys would like her reading, or anybody else who's in chat. I find the delay on YouTube is worse than Twitch for some reason. It's kind of crazy, the delay. So yeah, we'll just kind of have to roll with it. It is helpful for transition if people do want a reading, just to let me know if they have a deck choice and the question, so that there isn't such a big pause. Because I think there's almost like a 2-minute pause between what I'm saying and what's coming up on screen. That's awesome, Roberta, that you are on a day off. I know that you're always working so hard. How is your leg doing? Okay, so you want the Tarot de la Nuit and reconnect with hubby on your anniversary. Good question. Happy anniversary, Jessica. How long have you guys been married? I'm glad your leg is better, Roberta. It's mobility is so important, and yeah. And you're right. There is such a very different distinction between YouTube and Twitch, Jessica. It's crazy. I love YouTube for putting on videos where I can just post, but Twitch has such a better connection and ability to work and, I guess, play with chat than what YouTube has. The 7 of Wands. The 7 of Pentacles. The 8 of Cups. I love this. Wow, 7 years. That's amazing. You know what? The tower, when you have those tower points, I think that it's important to have compassion for you and them, because it's not easy. It's not easy. So, and I think that would really explain why we have the 7 of Wands, which literally it's not backing down, not giving up. Life is not supposed to be easy. We never signed up for it to be easy. I think actually, if it were too easy, that's when you were going to find that, well, we just kind of, I don't know, like, it just becomes one of those things where you're like, I don't know, you just, words are hard today. We just don't appreciate it. We minimize, we don't have that connection to it. We knew that this was going to be some work. I don't know if we realized at the time how much work, which leads into the 7 of Pentacles, that it does talk about, you know what, you do have to look at working together. Things change, things evolve. Like I was saying, it's a fluid aspect. Life is fluid. It's not so concrete. So yeah, we do need to know that, yeah, there is some work to be done and that we can't back down. But you do have the double 7s. In angel messages, multiple 7s, because 7s are a lucky number. Knowing that it's going to be a positive shift. Things are turning for the better. And I think that's a really important aspect to remember. It is changing. Things are going to keep going. Well, hi, Miss Midnight. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. Well, and like you said, it's your 7, you said 7 years, right? Yeah, 7 years today. So it's, know that it is going to be, things are going to get better. We just can't forget. Also, the 8 of Cups, and I think that talks about it, is that fluidness. Looking at that, well, what works? What's been working? How can you connect in with him in a positive way? Right away that comes up to mind, I don't know if you've done this, but the love languages, so important to know how not only that you share love, but how you receive love, and how your partner, husband, wife, whatever you want to label, also shares and receives love. So if you haven't done it, I would really encourage you guys to sit down. It's literally, it's a little like survey type thing, and it will tell you what your top, there's 5 different love languages. It'll rate them for you. And it helps you know how you need to receive and how he would receive. So that sometimes how you share your love is not how he needs to hear it or feel it or understand it. So that would be a part of that 8 of Cups, is that understanding. It's that intuitional, that emotional connection. Okay? Know that, sure, even with a Tower-esque moment, you are going to have those years. You're going to have those episodes. But when you start to ground yourself and stabilize yourself within that relationship where you have communication, you have that passion, it supports you in moving forward. Yeah, and I think that's an important point there, Jessica, that yeah, that you are, it's bringing you guys together. And communication is going to be an important key for you to go forward, for him to go forward. Oh, at midnight, you're never late. it's like a wizard. You're always on time. And I know you're one of my beautiful mods, and I never expect any like there's no ever expectation or demand. I appreciate you fully. So yeah, Jessica, I would really encourage you guys to sit down and do it. It's not like it's long or hard. And there's a lot of sites where you just have to put in your email and it will email you that information. So definitely I would try it out. And I think that that would help on how to go forward, because the years go by and things will continue to shift. When you get married and when you're in a relationship, it's for the good times and the bad. And a lot of times it's in those harder moments, those tower experiences, that you realize how deep a relationship can get. Okay. And for anybody who's watching this on playback or in chat who is like, you know what, I would really, I don't know how I need to receive love or how I give love, I would encourage you to do the love languages. Understand, again, it helps understand you. Butterfly Wern, delicate, poison, and defense. I love it. So important piece here though, when we are having challenge points, we can get very reactive and we can lash out. So be aware of that. And I said originally, have compassion. And I think that's a big piece. Compassion for him where he's at, compassion for you where you're at, so that you guys don't have that reaction piece. You don't want that. Well, at least you had a heads up from your guides. I'm glad that they were able to give you stuff to like give you that warning. So yeah, and like I said, communication is going to be really important. When we're looking at hard and challenging, our heart center is we're very protective of it. So making sure that we have that. Midnight, you were just so sweet. Just so sweet. So know that especially over the next couple of weeks, if you guys are struggling, use your words. Ask for the help. Celebrate and enjoy, because you have to, again, have that balance, right? We've got double sevens here. Have that balance. There's stuff that we can't control, but have that balance and have that fun. And like everything else, don't push through too quickly. Again, we have the 7 and the 8, taking it one step at a time. Well, I hope that you guys are doing okay, Jessica. And you know what? I think that many of us have those situations where those life-changing aspects happen, and they suck. It's picking up those pieces. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope that helps, and happy anniversary. Do you guys have anything fun planned for tonight? Kim, are you still around, my friend? And I think, Roberta, did you say you wanted a reading and what you wanted a reading on? I can't remember. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Roberta, you've given me your question and you wanted the Tarot de la Nuit too. Perfect. Kim, are you around? Did you want a reading? And which deck did you prefer? Granted, they're all the same 78 cards. It's not like they're a different deck. Or like different cards. They're all based on the Rider-Waite. Oh, perfect. And work lurking, I do it all the time. All is good. All is good. Let me know if you have a question, if you have a deck preference. The best thing about, well, both YouTube and Twitch is that even if you had to step away, you get, you can always come back on and watch the playback. Well, you know what, Jessica? Sometimes that reminder is important, and it happens all the time. I've been married for, see, you forget, 17 years this year. No, 18 years this year. See, I can't even do math. And there are many times that we were like, wait a minute, it's our anniversary today. Probably should have done something about that. It's all good. Yeah, you guys are on the right path, definitely. And I would say, you know what, even if you can't go out and do something special, just even that acknowledgement, some little bit of cuddle time, just some time together would really help. So Kim, if you have a question, please let me know. Let me know if there's a deck preference. Unfortunately, unlike Twitch, there's no like call for you guys. We just kind of have to wait. So making sure that, yeah, just let me know. I might go on to Roberta if I don't hear from you soon. She's got her question in chat. And I didn't see a question from you. And I could be wrong. No. Just so that for transition piece. I think I'll give you another minute here. I know there's a big delay between OBS and Twitch. Oh, okay. Sure. Definitely can do that. I think I'll use a literary tarot just because I'm having fun with that deck. Spiritual growth. The Eight of Parchment. Now I know this because I was called on this and I got support on this. This is the Eight of Pentacles and this is the Phantom of the Opera. I probably will never forget that now because I looked at it and went, oh yeah, no, French and I are not friends. The Five of Ink, the Five of Swords. It's in reversal. This is such a fun deck, and they had so many people collaborate on it. Justice. The 11th card in the Major Arcana. Lots of swords. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jessica. And good luck with the school and getting Monkey off to school, because that's always fun. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for letting me read for you. Okay, so other than the Phantom of the Opera, I'll tell you what the other books are. Justice card here. Oh no, here, sorry. The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. And then we had the Eight of Parchment. That's at the end of the book. Oh no, sorry, that's the Phantom of the Opera. I knew that one. The Five of Ink, that was the one I was looking up. Okay. Interesting. Okay, and another book I haven't heard of before, but I am not a scholar on this. The Scarlet Pimpernel. Very exciting. Again, I believe that's a French book. I don't know what's with the French today. Okay, so you were asking Kim about... They are really pretty cards. I really enjoy these cards. About the growth in spirituality. That second guessing, that mind going is really overwhelming. It's kind of like center stage here. That Five of Ink or that Five of Swords, where you have that inner conflict, that it just feels like not only is like the mind spinning and rolling and going, but there's almost like that negativity, that negative self-talk that you're beating self up with, and then it corresponds into how people mirror, and the energy is brought back to you, so it adding in more conflict and more challenge into life. Well, hello, Judy. Welcome. Judy, you can come in. I can put you on the list right after Roberta. Roberta's next. Absolutely. So that's kind of front and center stage. And it's hard to pick anything up or move forward anywhere when you're having all this kind of funky, low vibrational energy all around you. How we need to move forward? Well, first of all, breathe. That's going to help. We need to bring down this kind of whirlwindy kind of negativity. I have a meditation with Archangel Raguel on my channel here, where it balances out thoughts and feelings. And I think that might really help a lot right now, because we're looking at kind of bringing that down. It's going to help. Whenever I see the Justice card, Archangel Raguel always pops into mind, because he is that balancing archangel. And we need that balance within ourselves. And it's an easy way to combat that. So yeah, that like, and I guess the weekly reading that I just did will really support you with understanding on how you can work with your family. But also some of these feelings and thoughts can also impact how people treat you, like even in the grocery store. So be mindful of that. That inner peace, it transcends to that outer peace. Family and friends, they always have their opinions of us. Right, wrong, good, bad, ugly. But even we have a tendency, when we have that negativity, to internalize it, and it has a tendency to gunk up everything around us. The Eight of Pentacles talks about that attention to detail. In that attention to detail, that's how we start to look at connecting into our spirituality, connecting into those messages. We're not able to do that. We don't have that faculty, because when we're gunked up, we're not using that third eye thinking center. We're stuck in that rudimentary, I just got to get through this. I just need to survive. And it's in that mentality that we have a tendency to, well, miss everything. And then we have more internalization. We beat ourselves up more, and it's just kind of like this downward spiral. So make sure that that inner stuff you start to take care of. We can't control other people. It would be easier. Oh my God, would life be easier if we could, right? However, we can start to bring in that stability, that calm within ourselves. And that's going to be the first step for you. When we have a better calm within ourselves, we can start to make better decisions. And you know what? Family, they have to make their own call on things. Do people think we're crazy? Okay. What does that crazy mean? And when it's in a high vibrational aspect and you're not hurting anybody, it goes back to those core beliefs that I was talking about earlier in the weekly reading, right? Without checking those, we never would have had evolution and change. We would still be in caves, banging rocks and growing at each other. So take some time to not only clear out and balance inside here, but I would really recommend doing some reflection into how family is impacting you and how you want to go forward. Because they may talk down about your belief system and what you're doing for you. They may have some funky energies. So making sure, you know what, those boundaries are in place. You have energy protections in place. It's very, very hard to cut out your family because they're an integral part of your life. But how can you best work within that center? How can you best go forward for you in a positive way? The more you bring up your vibration, the more you're going to see that energy signature shine, and people are going to be attracted in. So you start to replace, not really replace, but more expand that family repertoire, and you're not so kind of penned in, if you will. Okay. Kitty Drake, familiar, playful, and witch. I love that. That play, please remember to balance things out. Not only that the energies within ourselves, but we don't want to get hyper focused in on this. We need that playful, that fun, that bright, that happy. Because life can really bring us down super fast. And then, again, we get that funky, gunky, yuck feeling. So take some time, especially over the next couple of weeks, to have that fun, that play. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, Kim. Thanks for jumping platforms for me. Let me know if you have any other questions. I think you're in my Discord. And Discord's the easiest way to know where I'm at and when I'm going live, because I do double platforms. So, and I know that it keeps coming, it flashes up in chat, my Discord. All right. going into Miss Roberta. Judy, if you want to let me know what question you have. The tarot decks I have with me on my table, I just used the Literary Tarot. So I have that one. I'm going to be, this is the Tarot de la Nuit. They're all based on the same 78 cards. And then I have the Tarot of the Divine. Or, yeah, Tarot of the Divine. Oh, it worked, Midnight. I didn't know if it was going to work. It won't work? No? Okay. Yeah, I know. Streamlabs just picked it up. I don't know. No idea. Okay. So, Miss Roberta, you wanted the Tarot de la Nuit. And then scrolling up for a question. Wish there was a better way for me to log questions. Sorry, Roberta, I'm just looking for your question. I'm scrolling. Oh, there it is. Will my work environment be like this week? Okay, we can look at the work exploration this week. Absolutely. Okay. So Midnight, I know that there is a delay. So I think that when you put the Discord, it had to jump to all over the place before popping up. So it's not like Twitch where it's a good response. Always about work. Yep. Two of Wands reversed. Woohoo! Kind of like that card. I won't lie. I love the imagery on the Tarot de la Nuit. Yeah, Judy, if you can let me know your question and then what deck, it helps without having some lag there. The Queen of Cups. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Judy. Such a gorgeous card. And it was in reversal too. And the Two of Wands was the one that kind of flipped out near the end, that it really needed out. So that one's going to be very important for you, Roberta. The Eight of Cups reversed. Oh my God, we're having a trend here. Ah, okay, good. The Eight of Pentacles. It's in the upright. Very pretty. Okay, so right away, we've got the double eights right beside each other. When you have multiple eights, the angels are telling you that there's abundance coming forward. So this week does offer some kind of extra perks. I do not know if they're going to be physical perks or if it's going to be even abundance of like comic relief, if you will. And so know that that's going to come forward. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty, possibly even minimization of self, and or being minimized by others, kind of lost in the shuffle, if you will. This week does have lots of kind of twists and turns, I think, unfortunately, if that makes sense, because we do have these in reversal. Indecision, uncertainty, non-clarity. We've got the Queen of Cups in reversal. So be aware that this week isn't going to be clear sailing for you. Things that I can recommend, make sure that you are grounded. The Eight of Pentacles is that attention to detail. Other people may be lost in the shuffle. There may be a lot of uncertainty, inability to make decisions. But you have the ability to be aware and to use your faculties, use your creativity. Even though the Queen of Cups is in reversal, you have that ability to very much stand in your own and make that. I know you're a very creative person, and I think that creativity is going to be essential. It's going to help turn that queen, and it's going to help turn that 8 of cups, because it's going to be that value. Like I said, there's going to be abundance here. We need to make sure that we are being aware of it, and we're not just going to be kind of this bystander that lets the water wash, that we kind of stand out and make sure that we shine. Hey, Sylvia, welcome, welcome. Absolutely. Thank you for letting our Midnight for putting her on the list for me. Okie dokie. So a little bit of a harsher week, Roberta. Make sure that you are grounding yourself, that you are energy protecting yourself, because this wave feels like it can be easily pushing you over and making you feel really sluggish and kind of funky. So do make sure that you're not, well, letting yourself fizzle out because of everybody else's overwhelming thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Because I don't know if like managers or higher ups are coming in, but it feels like you're going to have some unwanted push there. So make sure that you are grounded. Make sure that you remember to breathe. Make sure that you remember to degunk yourself at the end of the day. That way you're not holding on to this. It's an ongoing thing. Yeah. And I know that you work with people. So that's part of it. But it feels like there's going to be some of the, there's going to be like a wave of something. So like I said, make sure that you are taking care of yourself, because you have the ability to very much shine this week, especially with the ability to use your creativity. And I think that creativity is going to really help out and give you that added leg up, if you will. Okay. Dragophant. Belittled, fireproof, and tusks. I think that really talks about that wave that's coming forward, that belittled. But I think that very much fireproof, that exterior and not backing down is going to be essential. Okay? It's so easy to get pushed over, but we need to, like I said, reinforce and feel stable and grounded so that we're a force to be reckoned with. And the 2 prompts on this card, of course, we have the animal. And I know how important animals are to you, especially the little birds. And your little otter friend. Your otter is absolutely amazing. And then it's educational. I think that it's not so much about you learning, but I think it's about you sharing your knowledge, because you have amazing knowledge. And this wave is going to show you how you can be very, very creative and kind of let that inner light shine a little bit this week. I'm sorry, it's not going to be an easy week, Roberta, but I know you can do this. Thank you for letting me read for you. Let me know if you have any more questions. And I'll get to Judy. Roberta, can you, not Roberta, Midnight, can you write the question in deck you'd like as well? I love my birds and my otter. So amazing. And the birds are now returning, right? Like we're getting into summer solstice. So that's going to be something that's going to be amazing, right? Thank you so much for stopping by. I haven't heard from you in forever. So I love the fact that every now and then you just kind of come in on stream when you have a day off. It's fantastic. Okay, so Judy. Don't really have a question. Okay. So we'll just kind of do a general. I'm going to use the Tarot of the Divine, if that's okay, Judy. We'll see what messages are shared. Page of Wands. The Lovers. The Empress reversed. Woo. I love this. I love this deck. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. Right away, we're looking at this. The Empress energy really feels like it's an energy for you, that it's talking about fertility, creativity, that very motherly energy, that divine feminine energy. The Lovers connects into that relationship with self, not so much another person. And what's more, it's adding in the ever complex excitement of communication. We need to be working with self a bit more to start to be able to find that true voice, that inner voice. Without a little bit of care and compassion for self, we're not going to have that ability to be able to be finding that. It's not so much an inner gur, but it's more that the song that you need to share. It is, to quote what's being shared with me, it's more that heart song, if you will. You've been working on it, but there's still aspects that we need to ground and really bring into self. And I think that I don't want to say shadow work necessarily, but I think it's more about being okay with where we're at. We may not like everything about self, but it's more about being okay with it and allowing those aspects that you may not be too, thrilled about, sitting with them, learning from them. That way you can mold them into something that you would appreciate more. And that brings in the Page of Wands. It brings in that ability to be creative, to look at things differently. It's so easy to judge self. It's harder to truly love self. So taking some time, and please do not make this a hyper-focused thing, because what's going to happen is you are going to, destabilize yourself entirely, and you'll feel your mental health slip on it. Take a little bit of time and do some reflection into self. But what's more is take some time, probably even a little bit more time, just for you. Do the things that do bring you joy, that light that fire, so that you can turn over that Empress, where you're embracing that very stable, very genuine energy of self, so that you're able to shine brighter, able to shine bolder. And it's in that boldness that you're going to find that soul song. Nega, snake, long, and wisdom. Our path is very long. That wisdom, it's even more. And I think that that's a part of that heart song is sharing that wisdom, sharing that inner song, speaking that truth of self without condensation or not condensation, condemnation, without putting self down. And that's a hard piece. I know as we get older, we kind of just acclimatize ourselves to ourselves a bit, but making sure that we start to really connect in and do a bit of that self-care, that self-love, because the wisdom that you're going to be sharing is off the charts. And of course we've got the paw print, so our fur friends can really help with that connection, with that self-love. What they can teach us is amazing on the unconditional love and just sharing and being our authentic self. And then, of course, like I said, that knowledge. There's lots for you to share. It's about allowing you to stand in that light and allow that light to shine brighter. I hope that helps, my friend. Thank you for letting me read for you. Okay, so now we're gonna get in and Miss Midnight. What should I do about my work life? All right, let's look at some work information. Midnight, I'm gonna close the queue after Sylvia. Okay. So if I miss someone coming in, just please let me know, or I'm just closing. Oh, I know you're here, my friend. Yeah. I'm going to use a literary tarot. Okay. So let's look at job piece. Did you follow up Midnight with what I had suggested last night? You're very, very welcome, Miss Judy. And yes, I will see you soon. Did I send you the Pagan Fest application? I can't remember. I won't lie, the last couple weeks gets blurry. I know that I was sent it and have it. If not, let me know and I can forward you the application. Okay. The Three of Cups. This, of course, this is the Wizard of Oz. I think it's the only book that has a Tin Man, a Scarecrow, and a lion. It's not like it's a common cluster of creative beings. The Wheel of Fortune. 10th card in the Major Arcana. And then the Sun. Okay. Right away, you have some of the most cheery cards that we can get in the deck. I'll tell you what the Wheel of Fortune and which books there in a sec here. But you have like the happiest cards, right? The Sun is there. So the Wheel of Fortune, it's Vanity Fair by G. Willow Wilson. And then the sun, give you two thoughts on questions and statements on what you think that one would be. There's only so many that have a black horse. It's Black Beauty. So you have not, yeah, so right away, looking at it, things aren't as dark and dreary or hopeless as you have kind of put in your mind. Your mind has kind of blown things out of proportion. Things are slowly moving, and divine timing, it's a thing, and it's a thing that it frigging sucks. But know that even in this sucky point, that sun, it's in the upright position. All these cards came in upright for you. That sun is bright. It's going to support you with that movement. The piece that you need to do is take that breath and let some of this kind of naturally flow. Enjoy the good points. I know you're struggling in your job. I know that, and we talked about this. This is not a career. This is not your life point. It's more of a kind of a stepping stone. It's money. Okay, so what I would do, and like I suggested, maybe have a conversation with somebody, right? What is it that they were expecting? What is it that they'd like? Because this talks about joy and happiness. The Three of Cups is a celebration card. It talks about really embracing that community. The Wheel of Fortune talks about moving forward. And the Sun card, well, that's all joy and light. My suggestion is to take some deep breaths and ask some questions. They want answers about training. Well, get some clarification before you give that answer. Just say, look, you know what? I had a hard shift. This is what happened, and I just want to get some clarity. What are the expectations? Right? You're a hardworking individual, and I know that you get into work mode and it's like blinders on. But I'm wondering what community and what connections are available there and what it is that you're missing. Like what opportunities, what friendships are there? Because life is more than just going to a job and going through the motions. The minute we put those blinders on, that's the minute we dampen the sun and we miss. We aren't able to connect into that community. We slow this down even more. So I would really suggest looking at asking some questions. And you don't have to snarly or grumpy about it, just out of a point of curiosity, right? You want to do some training. You want to make sure that you can do the best job you can do. However, you had mixed signals in this last shift. How can you move that forward? Right? The more you use your words, and if you need to, do some rehearsal for self. In front of a mirror, in front of friends. Because I know that it's more than just work. There's layers of different pieces that you're dealing with, because it's never just one thing. It's just, this is the one thing we're focusing in on. You ask if you should acquire 1 or 2 new jobs. I would say really look at what this job is offering you and the opportunities that are inherent in it. But you do need to use your words and you need to clarify. We need to use our full third eye thinking center right now. sorry, Judy. You have it now? Okay. I'm sorry. The last 2 weeks with me trying to heal from surgery is been a gong show. Can't even remember my name half the time. So I know I said that I would send it to you, and I literally got it, I think, earlier this week. I can't remember. Time is elusive. So, oh, that's Drago Phoenix. Hot, flight, night, air, dust, and sphinx. And I think that talks about that anger, that frustration that we were talking about before. I think that before you make movements, I think you need more information, Midnight. I think that it will help. Because it was a question you had for me about that anger, about that frustration. And it's been what, 20 some odd hours or whatever since you've had the shift. Yeah, you had a bit of a conflict there, but that hot, that inner flame has been able to take a breath. Ask some questions in a meaningful, heart-centered way so you can gain information before you make any rash decisions. Because these cards are being very clear that it's not as dark or as devastating as your mind is putting it as. Did the manager have a bad day? Possibly. There's a lot of elements at play that we don't have because it's working with other people. And anytime you work with other people, you can never assume that they're coming from a good point. They may be struggling with tower-esque type ideas or problems. So I would really use the words, ask, and get clarification before you make a big decision. If you're going into work, I can't remember if you told me when you were going in for your next job. What I would suggest is don't make any quick decisions. Gain the insight. Use that frontal cortex, the entire third eye thinking center, the intuitional energies. It will help you to gain more insight into it. So none of it is saying run for the hills. It's saying gain more insight, because there is the sun is just overpowering, right? And this can be a kind of a learning point, but only you are going to be able to answer, is this a learning point that you need to break this pattern outside of this job, or can you do it within this job? It's definitely a learning point though for you. Let me know if you have any more questions. You know how to get a hold of me as my mod. You have that ability to connect in with me. So think about it, and then you can let me know if you have any more questions. Okay, my friend? Okay. Sylvia, I'm sorry for the wait. Are you still around? Okay, so Sylvia, you have, if you can close a transaction for this month, you're a Gemini and my person is Cancer. Sorry, what kind of transaction are we looking at here, Sylvia? I can definitely check into it. Oh, and by the way, being a Gemini, happy belated birthday or happy early birthday? And is there a deck that you would prefer me to use? So I just used the Literary Tarot. They're all based on the Rider-Waite deck, so it doesn't matter. It's not so much.
Charge complete.
Oh, okay. It's not so much the cards are different. It's more what deck speaks to you. So I have the Literary Tarot, the Tarot of the Divine, and then the Tarot de la Nuit. Oh, well, I didn't miss it. There you go. So happy early birthday. Real estate. Okay. Do you have a preference on deck? So know that I can talk about the transaction as kind of a work-related, not sure how you would say the word, but it's kind of a work-related reflection or mapping. Tarot of the Divine, perfect. Because at any given time, it's like if you're doing a love relationship reading, that person or couple or whoever's looking at buying the house, the property, has free will and can change their mind. Okay? And tarot can only tell you what's happening to this point. Okay? It was funny. I did a similar type read for a friend of mine. It was a while ago, and she had they're trying to sell their business, and I told them that, you know, yes, they would sell them because it was going to happen, but divine timing is a thing, and so is right of free will. So the free will piece is something that we have to be aware of, because something can happen or they can get cold feet, and it's amazing how fast things can change. But I will look into the transaction for you. Whoa. That one's coming up. The Queen of Coins is a good card to get. Okay, so the first card that came out, the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. When you're looking at something that is talking about money, she is the one that helps create it. Very fertile card, very grounded and stable card. Very amazing to get, especially when we're looking at funding. The Seven of Swords. It's in reversal. Seven of Swords is about trying to, get away with too much. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Ooh. Dueling Sisters. I love it. Now, you said that this was for a Gemini. I have an existing. Can you close it? Yes. Is it going to be this Gemini? You've got a Seven of Swords in reversal. So depending on what part of the Gemini is speaking more clearly, and I don't know if the person is a he or a she, we've got a lot of air here. Swords are about air, right? Gemini is connected into Mercury. It is an air sign. It's very positive to close, but it still seems like he or she, they are still trying to sort things out. To connect in more fully with them, I would double check if they have any questions, because they are air driven. So that information, it goes to that Queen of Swords, that information is going to be vital for them. Okay. Will you be able to close the transaction? Yes, you have the capabilities of doing it. It is going to be in the uncertainty of this Gemini, because it doesn't feel like they've truly made their decision yet. You might want to just touch base and say, hey, look, do you have any other questions? That way you know that you're kind of catching hold of that knowledge base. You're working with them rather than letting them try and sort things out on their own. The Queen of Swords, she's learned all her hard knocks, she's learned all her information, all her knowledge through hard knocks. Give them the information so they're not trying to create it. They've got it at hand. That will help them make a more well-rounded decision for them. You want to work with them rather than against them. So I would say, yeah, you have that ability. You need to settle them in their space of knowledge. We've got double sisters here. When you have multiple, so the queens, they're the 13th card in the major arcana. That's the 13 is the number of the goddess as well. So we're looking at the angels reminding you, A, to bring in balance within self so that you feel calmer. Your mind isn't going 50 miles an hour. You're not second guessing yourself. You're bringing very much that stability and calm within yourself. Okay? Make sure that you have all your ducks in a row, basically, if that makes any sense. The hardest part for you is going to be not to second guess yourself, and I think it's that quieting your mind. And the reason why I said that this is the 13th card and the goddess is that we're also in a full moon, which is the lunar energy, the divine feminine energy. Before you let your mind race what if, my recommendation is to calm and stabilize you so that you feel, you feel loud and proud. You've got that inner energy going on. You've got your mind going forward rather than just swirling. That way you can, take hold. So I hope that answered your question. You have every faculty to do that. They still have uncertainty. Work with them. Balance and calm you. Because a lot of times we're our worst enemy. Mantelung, oversize, pursue, and work. Like I said, you have to work with them. This cog, it's a kind of a one of the pirate ship steering wheels, the boat. I don't know what those are called, but the boat wheels, the steering wheels. It talks about that movement forward, that adventure. Then we have it's kind of that work task thing, but business. You've got this. Yeah, see the work adventure piece. Just make sure that you're not putting yourself in a position where you're putting a lot of self-doubt out. So the way that we treat ourselves, the way that energy is flowing on the inside, it's reflected on the outside. People will mirror it back to us. So if we are feeling uncertain, if we're really anxious about, a transaction closing properly, questioning if we can do it, they're going to reflect that back to you. And they're going to start to internalize it as well. So take some time, ground yourself, stabilize yourself, breathe, share the knowledge so that it's not so much that they're questioning and uncertain. They've got all the information at hand. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Thank you for letting me, or, you know, hanging out and just waiting. I want to thank everybody who joined me today, everybody who hung out, people who are in chat, my friends who connected with me. It's fantastic to have everybody, you know, just be part of that community. Next week, I don't have any extra readings. I'm going to be on YouTube Live for Friday to do the exploration of, for the week ahead. You're very welcome, Sylvia. And you know what? They have to make a decision for themselves. But for you, I think empowering the internal self will help you with everything. So next week, I will be live on YouTube on Friday to do the week exploration. Twitch, I will be live only on Thursday as I have a follow-up for my knee on Tuesday. But I want to thank you guys for joining me. I can't thank you guys enough. It's just so much to have people connect in and really expand that community. Have a great week ahead. Remember, balance is going to be key this week. Take some time to reflect. Take some time to take stock. So we have an amazing, amazing summer coming forward. I want to thank you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow.